Hey everyone, Steven here, and today I'm reviewing the 5188 ergonomic mesh chair from COLAMY. Starting with the specs here, this comes in black and gray, and this is an image of the physical dimensions. Now I'm not going to cover everything here, but I do want to point out that the width of the seat cushion is 21.06 inches. It's 18.31 inches deep. The backrest height with headrest is 19.09 inches, and the backrest width is 19.88 inches. This can hold up to 300 pounds, and the fabric on this is a mesh material, even on the seat cushion, while the rest of the chair is a mixture of plastic and metal. The chair overall is really good quality, and the aesthetics are very nice. And the one thing I haven't mentioned here yet is that this does have a built-in footrest for anyone that needs that feature. So I'll be showcasing a time lapse of me building this, and the process took roughly about 18 minutes, which is pretty standard for making a chair. I got a bit confused initially when I was making this on where the manual was, but it is attached to the backrest. So once I figured that out, the rest of this was a breeze. Kudos to COLAMY for having the base attached to the seat cushion, which usually isn't the case with most chairs I've made, and it's one of the more challenging steps when making a chair, so this saves a step and a little bit of frustration. Next, we have the physical adjustments, and I'll start with the height, which this can raise and lower a total of 7.09 inches. This can tilt back 130 degrees, but it only has two set positions, so it goes from 110 degrees to the 130 degrees. There's no in-between position to that. The backrest can raise to 4 different levels, which adjusts the overall height, but also the height of the lumbar support pad, which is in a fixed position. The total height adjustment of this is 1.58 inches. The armrest can raise and lower 3.15 inches. They can rotate a total of 44 degrees in and out, and they can move forwards and backwards roughly 1.37 inches. The headrest can raise a total of 1.96 inches, and then it can be adjusted and tilted to an angle of 85 degrees and then 135 degrees. And then last, the leg rest can slide in and out under the seat for easy access. And next to this, you will find the tilt tension knob, which is different in terms of the design from any other chair that I've used. And it is far easier to use than the traditional ones that you may find on a chair. Shifting over now to what I like about this chair, and it's going to kind of be a combo here because some of these things I really like, but they may have a potential downside or gray area thing that I would want you to be aware of before making your final purchasing decision when it comes to this. But I do really like the overall amount of adjustments that this does offer, because it does offer quite a bit here. The only thing I would have liked to have seen though is a notch in between the 100 and 130 degrees for the reclining, as this does limit the positions by only having the two options. You can always allow this to rock back and forth and adjust the tilt tension knob to create a more firm reclining experience if you want this to essentially kind of go to that position, but it won't be locked in at that position. So like 110 to 115 degrees, that like in between position just would have been nicer to see here for more versatility when it comes to where you can lock this. Next, the mesh fabric offers solid support and comfort, but that is a preference thing when it comes to the seat cushion, specifically as you may prefer a foam seat cushion over this. And there's usually two things that I mention that are different here between the mesh seat cushion and a foam one that kind of informs that decision in terms of whether or not you may prefer one to the other. Starting here with, if you do have bare skin on this, it has a little bit of pull on the skin just because of what the mesh is made out of. I will note that this is the least amount of pull on the skin that I've felt from any mesh chair that I've reviewed though, so it is very minimal here. The second one here is if you pass any gas, it will be audible. If there's any noise coming out of you, it will be audible to anybody around you because there's nothing to absorb that sound. So depending upon where you plan on using this, for instance, at home versus an office setting, that may be something to consider here. Now, This is very soft, but it's also firm. So you do get really good support here, and it's not going to break down over time like a foam seat cushion might. What would be nice to see down the road is this same chair with the option of one that does have more of like a regular foam seat cushion, so you have the two options and you can go with the one that best suits your needs. Next, the height adjustment for the backrest is nice, as it's giving you multiple height adjustment positions to raise the overall backrest height along with the lumbar support. But the lumbar support is in a fixed position and it doesn't have any adjustments here. So I like that this can adjust up, but with the lumbar support not being able to potentially extend out any further, you are a little bit limited with this. Now you're putting it in your kind of like prime spot on your back, but if you do need a lot of lumbar support here, again, no adjustment where this can be shifted forward more into your lower back. This does flex, which is nice. So it kind of has a little bit of bounce, a little bit of give. So as you set this to the appropriate height for you, it kind of settles into like the most ergonomic position for your back. But if you need anything beyond that adjustment wise, you just don't have it here. Next, the armrests have a very unique shape to them compared to any other chair that I've used, with a more rounded design, and I really like them. So you're getting all the adjustments that you would want with an armrest, and then overall the aesthetics are really nice. They're actually really soft too, so they're offering good support and it's still soft. Some of them I've used in the past, it's just like a super hard surface, so if you do put your arms on them, it tends to get uncomfortable with a longer use period. This one, that won't be the case. And then we have the leg rest, which that's a preference thing as well. It never hurts to have one around just in case if you want to kick back and relax for a while, but that may not be something that everybody needs. It does hide underneath the chair very well. It's also not something that you have to install. It's already kind of installed into the base seat cushion here. I've made other chairs where you actually have to install it, and it is a bit of a pain. Everything was already made here, which I do like because it made for an overall better building experience when it came to making this chair. The pad on this, it actually has a little bit of foam underneath. I've used some where they're just straight plastic and it's not very comfortable. This, you get that foam, so there's a little bit of cushion, and then on top it's using a softer fabric, like mesh material. It feels more, I don't want to say cotton, but it is softer than the regular mesh that you find on the chair. One thing this doesn't have though is the ability to tilt a little bit. You don't need a lot of tilt when it comes to a leg rest, but a little bit allows it to adjust to how your legs naturally rest, or just like the shape of your legs, just a little bit better than if it's in a flat set position. So here it is in that flat set position. Just keep that in mind. Next, I really like the overall aesthetics of this. The rounded look on the molding in certain areas and the armrest with splashes of metal give this a very sleek look. It will look nice with any setup or setting, whether that's at work, in an office, or at home with a gaming setup. It just has a really nice overall design and look to it. And I have the gray version. You could go with the black version. We're missing like other versions if you wanted, like some chairs they offer colors and things like that. That isn't the case here. Maybe down the road we get some that are kind of a mixture, like some grays with some blacks and maybe some whites in there. That would be really cool to see. But right now, both of the chairs, the gray and the black, look really, really good. Last, I want to talk about the price, because I do think that that is going to be a big upside of this chair. This is under $300. So usually you can find this maybe $260 to $280, depending on where you're looking. On Amazon, typical price is $260, but as of the writing of this video, it's actually in the $230s. So taking into account that price and what they're offering here, I think this is a really good deal. You're not going to get every single thing that you want out of a chair unless you're willing to pay double, triple, quadruple the price tag of this. But here they're covering a lot of different adjustments that some chairs in this same price point don't offer. You're also getting solid comfort. So being able to use this for a good amount of time without any issues, without any discomfort. Keeping in mind some of the things that I talked about earlier, Maybe you need a little bit more lumbar support. You don't get adjustments for that, but you get all the other adjustments around that. So there's a lot that this offers, and it's coming in at a solid price point that I think it definitely earns, especially when you're looking out at the landscape of what is actually out on the market right now. So what I would say here is look at all the things that you really want and need out of a chair. And if this covers most of those for you, or all of those for you, then this is going to be an easy recommendation from me, because it offers, one, a lot of different adjustments, but also really solid comfort and really good aesthetics at a price tag, again, that I think that they've earned when it comes to this product. So that's going to wrap this video up. If you guys have any questions about this chair, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure to answer that for you there. I will have a link for the product in the description if you want to pick it up, along with any discount codes. If I can find them or get a hold of them for you guys, you can get a discount on this. Check back frequently for those. And that's going to wrap this video up. If you guys like the video, hit the like button for me, as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.